Well, hello, my little pumpkin spice lattes. How are you?
And I've been chilling, watching the ocean with you, baby.
I am super excited about this video because this is actually my first YouTube collab. I've collabed on Instagram before, but this is my first YouTube collab, and I'm so excited that I am collabing with Heather from Crazy Beautiful Makeup. If you don't follow her, please go follow her. I will link her channel. And we decided to collab on this because we are both Floridians, and it is very important to have heat-proof, summer-proof makeup in our arsenal during this time of the year. So we thought we would share with you some of our favorite summer-proof makeup. I am also going to be sharing with you some tips, some maybe summer hacks. And when you are finished watching this, hop on over to Heather's channel and check out her picks. So let's get started. And I am going to plop some eye base on, and we're going to talk about shadows. So I don't feel that there's necessarily formula-wise a summer eyeshadow palette. But I do want to say, in the summer, my eyelids tend to be more oily. So I would not recommend a product like Urban Decay, those more emollient bases. I personally like a little bit of a drier formula in the summer. And my picks are going to be the NARS Soft Matte Concealer and the MAC Paint Pot. This one, the MAC Paint Pot, is definitely a more drier formula. The NARS is more emollient than this, but not as emollient as, say, the Urban Decay or one of those more silicone-based eye primers. So I have primed my eyes, but what I will recommend, a couple palettes that I think are beautiful for the summer. I'm not going to go into it too much because I did just review this. I will link it in the cards, but it is, and we're going to do some different price points too. So this is the Essence Welcome to Miami. Adorable color story for summer. You've got some pastels, you've got some deepening shades, but this worked amazing. And another drugstore one I would recommend is the LA Girl Festy Bestie. Again, just very summery, beautiful shades. Formula is great. I think this is like 14 bucks. Same with the Essence. Really recommend this. But today, on the higher end of the spectrum, these are not drugstore, but they're not expensive either. This is the Glam Light Margarita palette, and every time I look at this, I just think summer. I love Glam Light's formula. And the other is the BH Los Angeles palette. This, a lot of people duped the Natasha Denona Pastel palette. What is my hair doing? The Natasha Denona palette. I also think this is giving very much the Juvia's Place Garden palette, the new one that came out. So yeah, I'm just gonna throw in a look. I'm gonna mainly use the BH palette, but we may dip into the Glam Light palette just to deepen her up. So I'll zoom you in, we'll speed through it, but I'll show you how I got the look. Okay, I've gotten to where I can with my eye makeup for right now. And you will actually see that I used something else that I feel like is summer proof. First of all, my lower lash line, or my lower waterline, I used the Melt Cosmetics Concha Pigment Paint. I love Melt. I love these liners. They stay in the waterline. They do not budge. Sweat, crying, watery eyes. I have them. And this stuff doesn't move. You do have to work to get it off, but it is going to stay on your waterline. It is not going to melt. Melt. Get it? It's not going to melt off. So highly recommend this. Something else I recommend is what I used on my upper lash for my wing, and that is the Danessa Myrick's Color Fix. I'm using the matte in the shade, what shade are you? Blackout. And I use this as my liner. And to make it a little more summer proof, which these already are, they're great. They have amazing lasting power. These also stay on the waterline. Once they're dry, they're done, they're waterproof. But I do add a little bit of a mixing medium to make it more fluid because I have hooded eyes, and I put a little drop of this in with this. It makes it more fluid, easier to apply, and also makes it waterproof. Now I'm using the Aoa Waterproof Eye Makeup Seal. This is only $1.88 from Shop Miss A, but I also have Duraline. I have the Makeup Forever Aqua Seal. So these are all the same. So this is a great hack for summer. These mixing mediums are amazing for creating a budge proof liner. I also love the color fixes because you can use them on the eyes, lips, face, whatever. So we're moving on to the face. I'm going to take a little bit of my LA Girl Pro Conceal. Now something I didn't talk about yet, and I have already applied it. Actually, I shouldn't have put this on yet. Oh my gosh. I'm already flubbing up this video. Something I should have talked about is probably the most important thing you can put on your face all year round, but especially in summer, is your SPF. And a summertime SPF I love is the Shiseido Urban Environment Sun Dual Care Oil-Free Hyaluronic Acid Broad Spectrum SPF 40. This is actually sold as a primer, and it is great if you have oily skin. It is oil-free, and it also, I will show you the consistency. So it is tinted, and it is quite runny, but I like that. I do not find that it has a cast once you rub it in. Yeah, as you can see, no cast. Love this stuff. I had gotten that from Influencer to try out, and I fell in love with that one. It's great. It's not greasy, and it's gonna give you at least 40 SPF, which is what you want. Didn't do any good to color correct because I have to go in with the next item, and that is the e.l.f. Putty Primer, but this is the matte version. And I have combo skin. I'm dry on the perimeter and I'm oily in my T-zone. And I love this during the summertime just to use in my T-zone. I have used it on other people for functions like weddings, especially outdoor weddings. And it really helps with the longevity, especially on the nose, chin, forehead. And I'm just putting this on where my biggest pores are, which would be where I get the oiliest. Another thing I've been loving this summer, and I need to go get a full size because I've already gone through a couple minis. I didn't know if this would be something I like. I went through one and I still hadn't made up my mind, but I do like it. So this is the NYX Plump Right Back Primer, and I'm going to use this on the perimeter of my face. This is an awesome primer, and what makes this good for summer is that it gives you that tacky base, and there are other primers that do the same thing. So whatever tacky primer you love would work. It doesn't have to be this one, but this is just the one that I've been enjoying. Okay, let's talk about summer foundations. And I picked two. I picked a high-end and a drugstore for you. So my old standby, I use this on clients for any occasion where I need lasting power, where they're going to be in the heat, but also on myself. And that is the OG. That is the Estee Lauder Double Wear. Can't go wrong with this. I feel like it's beautiful on every skin types, ages, skin tones. It's just an excellent foundation, and it is definitely sweat-proof, waterproof, awesome. And the drugstore version, I feel like it is a pretty close dupe. And sometimes I even mix these two together because the Estee Lauder is a little pricey, but the drugstore version is the Catrice Hd Liquid Coverage. This is one of my favorite drugstore foundations. I feel like it had its day. Sorry if you can hear the dogs barking and playing. Yeah, I feel like this had its day and it's still one of my go-to foundations when I know I need it to last all day. Let's say I'm going to be out shopping in the Florida heat. Let's say I'm going to a theme park. One of these is going to be the one I go to. So let's throw this on. I am almost out of my double wear. So I am going to mix it, and of course I drop it on my pants. Before I do that, I'm going to throw on a new favorite, which is the e.l.f. Halo Glow. Just going to throw on a little bit of this before I go in with that. So one of the things with the double wear I find is that I hear people sometimes complain that it is too heavy, and to that I say you may be applying it wrong. So how I apply the double wear is in very thin, light layers. And I feel like when you do it this way and build up coverage, it is very, very skin-like. So let me zoom in. And I turn the light down a little bit so you can see. So this is the light coverage that I get with a light layer. And so that's before and after. And these are the light layers you want to use when you're building this up. Press it in really well. Now I'm going to add a second layer and build it up just a little bit. Skin-like, light layers. Perfect for summer. Next, I'm going to go in with my contour, bronzer, highlighter, and here's the thing. If I use a cream first and set with a powder, that is going to last a lot longer. Bowie, that's my dog, you guys. He's acting like a complete crackhead. What's up? Why are you looking at me like that? I know. I know. Are you talking to Nash? You're not gonna let me do this. Really? I wish you could see what I'm seeing. Don't mind my unmade bed. What's happening? Bowie, what's happening? What's your deal? Hello? You look crazy. Why do you look like that? So as I was saying, cream and then set with a powder. A contour and slash bronzer that I find has great staying power for the summer is using a concealer as your contour bronzer. I am breaking out my Lorac Pro Conceal and Contour. I don't love this for concealer, but I do like it for contour slash bronzer. But you can use any concealer in a deeper shade. I'm actually taking 3 shades. I'm going to mix them and use that as my contour. A cheap version, because I do like to give a higher end and a drugstore, is the, again, we're going to shop Miss A because they're amazing and great prices. I am using the Aoa Liquid Concealer. This is the shade Cappuccino. And this is a great cream, I say bronzer. Concealer, or contour and bronzer definitely do different things. But if you don't want to do both, so here's my shade right here. And it makes a very lovely, I still have to do concealer, so I promise this won't look crazy. This is a lovely bronzer shade, contour shade. But concealer is going to last longer and give you more longevity a lot of times than bronzers do. So Lorac, it's got all your shades, mix your own, or an expensive version, the $1.88 Shop Miss A concealer works as well. I have been enjoying the Winky Lux Paper Perfect Concealer. And I'm using this because I want to use it, but I do think it's a great summer concealer because it just doesn't crease on me, and I've never had a concealer that did not crease on me. We're using this today. I do like to let this sit for just a second. I get the best coverage. You take this down around my schnoz because my nose gets really red. So with that concealer, I do not have to blend under my, or set under my eyes, but I'm actually going to, because we're talking about summer proof makeup. So the two powders I highly recommend is the My Holy Grail powder. That is the Dermablend powder. Comes in every shade you can think of for every skin tone. I am using the white, just translucent. This is the original. They do make colored ones if you don't like this, because this does have a little bit of a cast, but they make it for every skin tone. But love the Dermablend powder. And more affordable option is the BethanyLinn Neutral Set, and this is a colorless powder. There is no color to it, so it will work for everyone. And I am going to set just under my eyes. I can't believe this stuff just doesn't crease, but I set under my eyes not because I need to keep this concealer from creasing. It's because I have hooded eyes and fat cheeks, and when I smile, my eyelashes touch my cheek, and I will get makeup, mascara, liner underneath my eyes if I don't set. But you can see how smooth and beautiful the BethanyLinn is. Pretty smooth. Love that powder. So I'm taking a IT Cosmetics Airbrush powder brush from their new Bamboo collection and set my T-zone. T-zone set, under eye set. So again, with the creams and setting with powder, we're gonna go in with a cream blush. And two of my favorites are the Milk Makeup. I have the shade Work. This is a mini because I'm not gonna use an entire giant blush. This is the pinky shade Work. I love this. And then for an affordable option, again with Shop Miss A, this is not sponsored, I swear. I just love it. I'm gonna use the shade Hush, put it right here. It's a little more cooler, so I think this will work better. I'm taking a Luxie brush, dip that in, back of my hand. And you can really use any cream you want to, but I find that this one lasts a really long time. It's got a great lasting power, and especially when you set it with another blush, with a powder blush. It's very pretty. It doesn't pick up the foundation underneath. I'm just a huge fan of that. Along the same lines, we're gonna do this with highlighter. And a highlighter that I find has amazing lasting power, especially in the summer when it's hot, when it's humid, is the Vanessa Myrick's Vision Blush. I have the shade Tiara. I'm gonna put some on the back of my hand. I kind of just spread it out. I'm gonna take the little side of my sponge and apply it to the areas I want some glow. I love the blush formula of this too. And this does not, enhance texture. It's just a beautiful glow. So there we have that. So we've done our cream bronzer contour, we've done our cream blush, and we've done our cream highlighter. Now we're gonna set these areas with some of my favorites. So for blushes, one of the powders that I just find has incredible staying power, and that is Melt. We're back with another Melt product. This is the Amor Mariposas blush palette, but I'm gonna direct you to this hot pink right here. And I feel like it's not showing up as hot pink, and I feel like it's not showing up as hot pink as it is, but it is hot pink. An honorable mention is going to go to a more affordable product, and that is the Kimchi Blushes. I feel like these are so underrated. This is a pink, it's a split pan. Let me show it to you up close. These lights really very pigmented. I like doing this to bring my lights down and show you. And then there you can see how hot pink that is. But I feel like these are underrated. They last such a long time. This is the Thaler blush in Pinky Rose. They have a little magnetic, like Polly Pockets vibe. I love this. So I'm gonna try to go in sparingly with this hot pink blush. Let's get a fluffy brush. I'm gonna take the Rephr 05. When I tell you be careful with this, oof. Bump some off on. And this is going to last all day in the heat. There we go. I love that blush. It's a lot. If you don't like blush, you're not gonna like it. Next, I'm gonna go in and sandwich this blush with some bronzer and then highlight. Make sure we've got a blend, and my favorite, I'm not even gonna bother with the high-end bronzer because this is my favorite bronzer. This is the Flower Beauty Heatwave bronzer. I have the shade Sunrise. This is gorgeous. Total dupe for the Hourglass bronzer. And I love it so much. So I'm going in with a natural hair brush. I feel like you can't screw up this bronzer either. It's just, I love the baked formula. And I'm just gonna intensify the shadow a little bit and set my forehead bronzer. Don't look at me like that, I promise it's all gonna come together. And I love that this has like a subtle glow. And yeah, this is like an OG hyped drugstore product, but so amazing. Now for highlight, I love this highlight in the summer because it is like almost undetectable on the skin. And that is the Knobless Skin Glazing Highlighter, and I have the shade Ozone. This is just a wet, it's that baked gelée formula, and it's just beautiful. It's not glittery, it's stunning. And this, I'm just going to go on the very highest points. And here's the thing, when the complexion, I try to do the complexion pretty matte to keep the longevity there and to help with oils breaking through. And I did forget to say this, but something I do before I even start is use setting spray and kind of wet my face with that. That will help also. After you put your primer on, just do a quick setting spray. So now I've set all these areas with my powders, and again, we look kind of matte in certain areas. I like to look glowy. If you don't, then cool, use that powder. But what we're gonna do now is go over the whole face with the e.l.f. Halo Glow setting powder. And I love this for summer because it does help set, but it also gives you back the glow to your skin that all those powders kind of take away. Make sure you're going over like all your edges, and there we go. And finally, a tried and true setting spray that I love is All Nighter, but I'm out of that right now. Also, e.l.f. has one that is a dupe for the All Nighter. That one is fantastic. I'm out of that, I think. But another one that really, really lasts and sets your makeup is the Morphe Continuous Setting Spray. I feel like this is just a staple at this point. I love it. It actually sets your makeup. So I'm going to use a generous amount of that. Take my sponge and press it in. When I say I wet it, I wet it. I'm gonna finish off my eyes. Before I do, I'm gonna let you know what mascara I'm using because that is huge in the summer. And my favorite mascara for a smudge-proof, budge-proof mascara is going to be the Essence Lash Princess. This does not transfer on me even when I'm sweating. I use this in my kit, again, for weddings when people are gonna be crying, because I know this is gonna last. This doesn't transfer. It's just a fabulous mascara, and if I had to pick any for summer, it's gonna be this one. It performs really well, gives you great looking lashes, and it's truly, truly waterproof. So I'm gonna finish my eyes and I'll be right back. Okay, so I just threw on a lip that matched for today. But actually, I do love Melt's formula. However, in the summer, what I really love is just a gloss or a lip oil. A couple drugstore favorites are the Maybelline Lifter glosses. I'm sure you've heard people talk about these. But something I haven't heard people talk about is the LA Girl lip oil. This is actually really, really good. I've had a terrible time with my lips lately, and this is actually very nourishing, and I've been sleeping in this and it's been awesome. But it's also great just to swipe on and go. Put it over a lip liner. It's no fuss. I feel like when you get when you get hot and your like upper lip sweats, I know none of you sweat, we glisten, but it's hard to keep a line on. And that's why I love just a gloss or a lip oil. Along those same lines are the Colourpop Glowing Lips. Love those. It's like a balm with some color. These e.l.f. Hydrating Core Lip Shines. Higher end glosses I love. The Dominique Cosmetics Sweet Tea Gloss is like my favorite. I've used one up already. I also love this NARS Primal Instinct. This is like it's like a Your Lips but better shade. No fuss, no muss. Same with this e.l.f. Hydrating Core Lip Shine. Yeah, I don't always want to fuss with a liner and lipstick in the summer. When I'm sweating, it's nasty. So those are some of my favorite lip choices. All right, y'all, that's going to be it for this video. I can't wait to see what Heather picked. I hope y'all enjoyed it. I hope if you're new and you're coming over from her channel that you will subscribe. I hope that if you are subscribers of mine and you're going over to Heather's channel that you will subscribe to her. She's amazing. I love her accent. I've been up north long enough that my accent is not quite as noticeable, but I could listen to her read the phone book. Plus, she's just an awesome person. So thank you for being here. Make sure you like this video and head on over to Heather's channel. Love you all so much. Take care of yourselves and each other. Bye.
And I've been chillin', watching the ocean with you. Baby, up with a slow motion crew. And we up in our cloudlands when people change, but not